Hello, you beautiful nerds. I was a little hesitant to make this video because I didn't think I'd have much to contribute to the conversation. It seems like the consensus is that it's a good movie, and I didn't want to make another video where I'm just like, it good movie. But after sitting with this film for a little bit, I did want to make a quick video about how I felt about it. But enough of the preamble, let's talk about what we're talking about. So get your twin brother to roll you a square, and let's talk about
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Have you ever watched a movie from your childhood and thought it doesn't quite hold up like you remember? Well, then you would enjoy our bi-weekly series, Does It Hold Up?, where we revisit classic genre films with a special guest to help us determine if it is as good or as bad as we remember. It's a whole lot of fun, so you should check it out.
Please check out the Drunk Bantha channel. They clearly are ready for being seen at a higher level.
Back to the show.
So what even happens in this movie? Well, despite what the promos might suggest, Michael B. Jordan is not the lead. Set in the 1930s, this film actually follows Sammy, aka Preacher Boy. Preacher boy, all about my preacher boy. After a long week of hard work in the fields, Sammy reunites with his twin cousins Smoke and Stack, who have returned to the rural South after making a name for themselves as gangsters in Chicago. With a truck full of cash and booze, the twins and their cousin Sammy set out to host the grand opening of a juke joint.
Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stink?
This is already a pretty great premise that is compelling and interesting, and that's before we get into
Vampires? You mean thirsty goths?
the pacing of the movie is pretty incredible. Like, I've heard some people say that the first half of the movie drags a little bit before we get into the vampire twists, but not only do I think that all that stuff is necessary in building up these characters and making us care about them, it's also just cool. Like, all these characters are so interesting and so funny and just vibrant. Like, I could watch a whole trilogy of movies about Smoke and Stack just trying to make their way through the rural South. And the genre switch from a drama to a thriller worked really well for me. Let's talk about the look for a second, because oh my Lanta, this film is so beautiful. Director of photography Autumn Durald is totally in her bag. She's shot a lot of music videos that look amazing, but she also shot stuff like Loki and Black Panther 2, which I still say is a better film than the first one, and it looks a whole lot better too. And she brings all of her wonderful talents to this project as well. Her background in music definitely gives her a leg up when crafting the visual language of this film, because though it's not technically a musical, it is very musical. Like, the whole story is about music, but there are also songs that work as a narrative tool to move the plot forward. It's not just like A Star is Born or some such shit where there's just a bunch of songs that are performed by the characters. These songs are actually saying something about the people who are singing them. There is one scene in this movie, actually one shot in this movie, that everyone is buzzing about. If you've seen this movie, you know the scene I'm talking about. People have been losing their minds. This scene has gotten a lot of praise, but I gotta be honest. When this shot first started, I was like, wait, is this stupid? Like, at first I thought this could be going in a very on the nose corny direction. However, as the scene progressed, my appreciation for what was being executed started to grow. It was such a vibrant celebration of music and how it informs our culture. And when I say our culture, I mean everyone in America. It actually reminds me a lot of that Bob Dylan movie that came out last year. And the biggest hurdle that Bob was going through in that film was he was trying to evolve his music. The community of folk music wanted to keep the genre in this tight little bubble, but Bob saw that music has to change and evolve and inform the future people who are going to be inspired by today. The scene really doubles down on one of the themes of the film, which is
you suffer, I suffer. Can't do comparative suffering. If you're hungry and your friend says, people are starving in Africa, so what, nigga? I still want lunch.
So many persons who have made their way to America throughout the course of history have been subjugated to bigotry, tyranny, and violence. We see this especially exemplified through our most interesting characters, Rennick, Smoke, and Stack. After years of abuse from the hands of their father and living in the conditions of the Jim Crow South, they adopted a culture of violence, feeling that power was the only true way to achieve freedom. This attitude was shared among a number of Southern Black Americans, as groups like the Black Panthers decided that the best way to protect their community from violent oppressors was to arm and defend themselves.
But the question is, Molly, how do you get there? Do you get there by confrontation, violence?
Oh, is that the question you were asking?
Yeah.
I remember my father having to have guns at his disposal at all times because we might expect to be attacked. I mean, that's why when someone asks me about violence, what it means is that the person who's asking that question has absolutely no idea what black people have gone through.
On the other side of that coin, we have Rennick, who explains that he and his family were oppressed by the Catholic Church, possibly hundreds of years ago. Honestly, this could have been from any time period. The Catholic Church is really old and really fucked up, and they're just very consistent about those two things. But we see that his trauma has also resulted in him adopting a violent mind state. Though he preaches love and togetherness, he, like Smoke and Stack, feel that violence is the most effective way of getting what you want, even if what you want is to just, like, hang out, sing and stuff. I do want to talk about the vampires a little bit because I did love how they weren't a very obvious allegory for racist white folk. They actually wanted a loving community of disenfranchised people. It's like World War I era hippie shit. Rennick mentions that the racist culture of the rural South won't let people like him and the Moore brothers thrive in America, so they might as well start their own community. In a way, they're not that different from the Moore brothers.
We're not so different, you and me.
You and I are not so different.
You and me, we know so different.
Remember when I told you we're not so different, you and I?
We're not so different, you and I.
See, I did say that.
Both parties are looking for protection and solitude from outsiders that mean them harm just for being who they are. They just go about it in drastically different ways. Coogler gets another check in the great villains category because this is yet another antagonist that has a point of view that is very easy to empathize with. And the whole cast is incredible. Even smaller characters like Haley Steinfeld, Lee Jun Lee, Jamie Lawson, Delroy Lindo. Delroy is fucking incredible in this movie. They all are fantastic, and they add a sense of community and family. Like, you really believe that all these people know each other and are so comfortable in each other's space. Though the juke joint is to act as a safe haven for black people to enjoy themselves, they do still invite people of other races. They refuse Rennick and his homies from entering because they are strangers, and black Americans have experienced so many horrifying acts from outsiders that there is a generational trauma that keeps them from trusting someone that they don't consider quote-unquote family. And as much as I love this whole sticking cast, I gotta give my MVP to the obvious choice. The two best characters in the film, Michael A. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan as Smoke and Stack.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
It's practically a cliche nowadays to say that I forgot that Jordan was playing two different characters, but it's true. I was so in on his performance that my suspension of disbelief was totally, I don't know, suspended, though there are some obvious similarities between the two. By the way, I love how they both had a confess my love to my lover moment. Wumi Masaku and Steinfeld also have incredible chemistry with Jordan, and your heart just aches for everyone involved. Again, everyone in the cast is good, but Michael A and Michael B both had very distinctive voices and points of view to the point where I was just thoroughly impressed the entire film. You could also tell how much they loved each other, which again is crazy because it's the same damn person. So yeah, it may be a predictable choice, but the Jordan brothers get the MVP award of this movie. I'm so glad I got to see this film before all the hype set in, because the hype is a coming and it's warranted. Most people who walk out of the theater after seeing Sinners is gonna be singing its praises to anyone willing to listen. If you haven't seen it yet, I apologize for all the people who are gonna immediately react with, What? You haven't seen it yet? You gotta see it. You gotta go right now. I'm so sorry. Those people, they're just excited. But this is one of those few movies that lives up to the hype, because even though we're only in the first half of 2025, I can't imagine that I'll see a better movie for the rest of the year. Yeah, that's right, Clark. I'm talking to you. Prove me wrong. My ranking, I loved it. Okay, that's it for this review. This film is so layered with themes and commentary on race, music, societal norms, and religion that I could probably talk about this movie for another hour. But I'm not gonna do that. I got like so much other stuff to work on. But if you want me to make another video on Sinners, getting into the deeper meaning, let me know in the comments. My buddy Mariana at the Morbid Zoo YouTube channel did a video that gets more into the themes and shit, if that's your bag. Thank you for watching this video, and if you want to check out any of my other reviews or video essays, they're not hard to find. It's all right here. But until next time, stay safe, my little sinners, and may the force be with you.